Mozart. Let's talk about Mozart.
Sure.
With original piano. One could think it is much more difficult to get all these corners and edges in Mozart's music, but in your music it has all this.
Well, thank you. I try to do my best on our modern instrument, and in the end I think it's very possible. It's not so challenging actually to find ways to make our piano speak. In the end, we have more possibilities, not less, than we used to, and it's our responsibility as pianists, as musicians, to make the best of our instrument.
But it's a little bit absurd, isn't it? I mean, you in our time, with the best technique for instruments, try to figure out the highest playing skills on old instruments. Do you think Mozart and all his friends were as freaky as you are?
I don't think they were. None of them were freaky, probably. Or they were, but we don't know. And that's one of the great things that we look at the history books and we can only read what we've been told. I'm sure they had a lot of fun in their times, and I try to have the same.
How you work with the piano, it's a physical instrument as well. How does the physics of an instrument influence the music?
Of course, the physics influence. You have limits, you have boundaries, and those you have to constrain yourself within, but you also have to push them once in a while. So finding that balance between breaking the boundaries and making the best of what you have is what makes every performer individual and every performer different.
I once talked about all this with Nicolas Anancourt, and he said to me, it's the same like with photography apparatus, with cameras. The new digital cameras are okay for some things, but the old ones are much better. There's always a peak for instruments or for all kinds of things where they are the best. What is the peak of pianos?
Oh, I think we're, depending on which instrument you happen to get, we're there more or less right now. The beginning of the 20th century was perhaps the peak as far as the quality and the workmanship, but I don't think we've deteriorated. We've just stayed constant from there. There hasn't been a lot of innovation in new pianos, I find.
So you always have to retouch each piano to see what music you can make with it?
Of course, but I mean, we don't have that flexibility, do we? We come to a concert hall and we have a fixed program, so we try to do what we can with that piano. But part of the gift of playing on an instrument, part of the knowledge of being a pianist, is to actually know how to balance that and how to make every instrument sound great, and never to let the audience know that you don't like it. Also to remember that the audience is usually accustomed to that particular instrument in the concert hall. They know it, they've heard it before, so it's not as much of a shock as it may be to you coming from a completely different place the night before.
You always show us what is the maximum in an instrument. Thank you very much, and
Thank you very much.
congratulations for the Echo Test.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.